Soda squid is called seika in Okinawa. It is said that the name comes from kumejima, where the squid fishing industry began because it tastes similar to shrimp. This is a large squid, with a lifespan of about a year, 1 meter long fur and a weight of up to 20 kilograms. It is a rare creature of its own breed worldwide. Some were born in the waters south of Okinawa and migrated to the Sea of Japan following the Kuroshio Current. During the day, they spend time in the deep sea at depths of 400 to 600 meters, but at night they rise to the surface in search of food. They have the unusual habit of often swimming in groups of 2. Although Seika is full of personality, it has a delicate softness and delicate flavor that belies its large size. It is easy to prepare and rich in flavor, often used as a sashimi or sushi topping, but more recently prepared products such as sausages and chikiagi, Okinawan fried fish cakes, have also been developed. The amount of taurine in soda squid is 2 to 3 times more than other types of seafood. Taurine is an amino acid that makes up protein, a nutrient that has many functions such as recovering from fatigue, lowering blood pressure and blood cholesterol, preventing diseases in adults and enhancing liver function. Soda squid is nutritious and easy to digest, making it a low-calorie health food that everyone from children to the elderly can eat safely and deliciously. Enjoy Okinawa's seafood, Seika. Okinawa squid fishing began in earnest in 1989 when the Kumejima Fisheries Cooperative introduced barrel nagashi, a type of long-standing line, squid fishing from Tajima, Hyogo Prefecture. After its introduction, it quickly spread to various parts of the prefecture and is now mainly caught using the nagashi flag fishing method and plays an important role in the fishing boat industry. The fishing season is determined through discussions at the Okinawa Sea Fisheries Coordinating Committee. 2020 fishing season from December 1, 2020 to May 31, 2021, fish are caught for a long time from autumn to early summer. The best fishing season is from February to March, but as the Okinawan saying goes, February wind, Ningachi Kajimai, the second lunar month is a time of strong winds and rough seas. Despite difficult times, fish catch reached 2,000 tons, the highest in the country. The fishing ports with the largest catches are Itaman, Yonabaru Nishihara, Urisoga Nauen, IE and Chinan cooperatives. Itaman City, home to the Itaman Fisheries Cooperative, which has the largest catch, has been certified as a basic production area for soda squid since November 20, 2015, and Yonabaru Town and Nishihara Town, where Yonabaru Nishihara Town Fishery Cooperative is located, has been certified as a base soda squid production area since January 10, 2017. This place is certified as a soda ink production area. It is distributed in temperate and tropical waters around the world. In Japan, the main breeding ground is the Ryukyu Islands. It is commonly seen along the coast of Japan from Hokuriku to Kyushu. They live on the surface of the ocean and are often found together, but not necessarily as male and female pairs. Because of this habit, it is also called shinjuika and miyatoika. There are boats fishing for this species in the Wakasa Tango area. Although it is rarely found in supermarkets or markets, it is often used as a sushi base for conveyor belt sushi restaurants, so everyone has probably tasted it. They are nocturnal, so during the day they dive deep into the sea, but at night they float and swim near the surface of the water. There is no specific breeding season. This is a squid species that can grow quite large but has a short lifespan of about a year. Rhombic Physonoteuthis, scientific name, Physonoteuthis rhombus, is a type of squid that lives in tropical to subtropical waters around the world. It is a large species with an adult body length of about 100 centimeters and a weight of about 20 kilograms, growing up to 30 kilograms. The scientific name of T. rhombus comes from the fact that the length of this species' fins is nearly equal to the length of its body, forming an overall diamond shape. This is one of the largest edible squid species. Commercial fishing is carried out in the Sea of Japan and the waters surrounding Okinawa, Izu-Oshima and the Ogasawara Islands, and since the 1990s it has become the main fishery in Okinawa and Kagoshima prefectures. Although it is commonly marketed under the trade name Ecological, there is another species with the standard Japanese name Ecological, English version. The Japanese name _Sadaka comes from the fleshy column that supports the protective membrane of the third arm, which is thick and resembles a sleeve. Other known names include red squid, Miyatoika, Seika in Okinawa Prefecture, Tarika on the coast of Japan, red squid and Dotari ink in Shiman Prefecture, cannon squid in Toyama Prefecture, giant flying squid, cow squid, squid dala, and Sinju squid. In English, it is also known as diamond squid, which comes from its diamond-shaped body shape. Japanese squid is one of the largest edible squid species. The body is bright red, muscular, and spindle-shaped like a cannonball. It lives mainly in tropical and subtropical waters, but it also occurs at higher latitudes in areas with warm currents, such as those near Japan, and there are records of this species stranded on Rishiri Island in Hokkaido. They live at depths from 0 to 250 meters, staying at depth during the day and emerging near the surface at night in search of food. Because they do not form large schools and are often observed swimming in pairs, they are given nicknames like the aforementioned suicide squid or couple squid, but when you actually catch them and examine them, yes. In many cases, they are neither male nor female. Based on analysis of the balanced stone and cartilage, it is believed to have a lifespan of about 1 year. In warm waters, Japanese squid lay gelatin-coated egg masses for many years, and each egg mass can contain up to 76,000 eggs. This species also does not have a specific breeding place. The squid mainly hunts small organisms such as micronecton, but it also actively hunts relatively large predatory organisms. It is commonly eaten as sashimi, but it can also be used in a variety of dishes, including fried, grilled, and stir-fried dishes. When fresh, it is a bit chewy and has a rich taste, but when frozen and defrosted, it becomes soft, has a sticky texture and a sweet taste that makes it very delicious. Because of its affordable price, it is often used at restaurants such as conveyor belt sushi restaurants. Appearance characteristics and how to distinguish Sadaka. The diamond-shaped fins extend along the entire lateral edge of the mantle. The overall color of the body is red, but the belly is lighter in color. If it comes into contact with something while dead, its body color will turn white. If this happens, the value will decrease, so care must be taken when handling it. The third arm is thicker than the others. It is also named Sadaka, because the membranes on its arms protrude from the sleeve-like base. It is a large species with a mantle length of over 80 centimeters and a weight of 20 kilograms. There are individuals with coats up to 1 meter long and weighing 30 kilograms. This is one of the largest edible squid species. It will be sweeter if you freeze it or leave it overnight. You will also be able to enjoy the unique sticky texture of the squid. It is very large and has a pleasant texture, but the flesh is not tough and is suitable for cooked dishes. It is cooked in many different dishes such as stewed dishes, grilled dishes, tempura and steaks. In general, the type of squid used in conveyor belt sushi restaurants. Put the time in to explore new areas. It is very easy to get stuck in the habit of fishing the same places time and time again. Finding new areas to fish can be very satisfying when it pays off, and can also lead to better sizes or catch rates. Just try to find locations with good broken grounds. Another key tip is to keep an eye out for squid eggs on weed beds, as this is basically a golden ticket to catching squid. Pair this with some of the below tactics and hopefully you will find the big squid. Depth is no issue. Whilst fishing deeper water can be more difficult, it can certainly yield the results. When fishing for snapper offshore in 40 meters of water, we quite often pull up squid off the bottom that are eating the baits. The trick is to just give it a go and try keeping the jigs close to the bottom. This can be done by fishing a jig off a paternoster rig and having the sinker drag on the bottom. This method also controls the depth and helps to avoid snags. Current is your friend. Big squid love flowing water, whether it be in the form of current, tide or swell. Quite often these spots may be less than 1 kilometer from calmer water, where there is plenty of smaller size squid. Like above, it can be a matter of adapting techniques to enable the jigs to be fished close to the bottom, however the reward is worth it. Big bait, big fish. The old cliche is not always true, however it certainly helps on squid. Whilst they will eat some tiny jigs at times, usually they will respond to larger sized jigs. With squid having to constantly eat all of the time, a big jig is a very easy meal and requires less energy than several small meals. Squid have incredible eyesight and bigger jigs can be more easily seen from a distance. Color is key. We all have our favorite color jigs that we tie on first and quite often persist too long with, however they may not be what the squid want on the day. If you are confident about the area, have 10 or 15 casts, then swap colors. I have had days where I changed colors half a dozen times until I found what they were after. It's important to have a range of colors for this very reason. Night vision, those big eyes aren't just for looks, they make squid exceptional hunters at night. Don't be afraid to fish before or after dark, as this can quite often bring the big squid out to play, even more so when there is an easy meal on offer. Try targeting areas with light sources, such as jetties and boat ramps, or turn your lights on if fishing from a boat. These lights help to attract bait, which leads into my next tip. Find the bait, find the fish. An old saying, however it is still very important. With squid needing to eat constantly to grow and survive, it's very important to be fishing where the bait is. Some areas can look perfect but not produce squid, and usually this is due to the lack of bait sources in the area for the squid to feed on. Using a fish finder can show life in the area, as can being observant. Quite often in low light conditions you will see little bait skipping along the surface, and this is a perfect sign of life in the area. Tides matter. Whilst squid can be very simple at times, they can be painful at other times. Being observant of results with certain tides can help crack a potential pattern. Recently we smashed them on the last hour before low tide, and as soon as the water stopped flowing, they stopped biting. When fishing in current, they can sometimes prefer the slack water period, as it makes the bait easier to catch. Mix it up. Retrieve styles do matter and can be the difference between a bad or good day. It pays to work a certain technique for a set number of casts and then vary it. The trick with this is to make sure that you remember what the retrieve was when you hooked up. My 3 favorites are an aggressive whip, a constant hop, or a simple burn and kill. Can't catch them on the couch. Time on the water is one of the best learning tools in any form of fishing. There are not too many times that I go for a session and I don't pick up on something new or notice something different when chasing squid. Just try keep an open mind and not have tunnel vision for the same habits when you go. Squid fishing was brought to Okinawa Prefecture from the Sea of Japan in 1989 and began operating in 1990 in the Yaeyama Sea. Although squid fishing is a new fishery, it has recently become an important part of Okinawa Prefecture's fishing industry, and a resource management type of fishery is being promoted to use resources more efficiently. Effective and sustainable way. Knowledge about distribution, diurnal migration, breeding migration, feeding migration, etc. of Japanese squid is important for resource management of this species, but little is known about it. In other words, the ecological characteristics of squid are completely unknown, except that they are caught at a depth of about 500 meters and the fishing grounds are located in waters deeper than 1,000 meters. Therefore, the aim of this study was to gather ecological knowledge focusing on the movement and migration of Japanese squid by biotelemetry using ultrasonic generators. In February 1997, in collaboration with the Marine Fisheries Resources Development Center, we installed an ultrasonic transmitter, 10 centimeters long, 35 grams underwater, equipped with a 50 kHz depth sensor on a fish squid to track the migration path of this species. We studied vertical motion of the diurnal cycle, Figure 1, and since 1998, we have conducted joint research with the Okinawa Prefectural Fisheries Experiment Station. The Japanese squid used in the survey is a large individual with a mantle length of about 70 to 80 centimeters, swimming at depths of about 300 to 500 meters during the day and at depths of about 0 to 150 meters at night. And within this range, vertical movements are performed repeatedly, Figure 2. Swimming depth increases rapidly before sunset, and as the sun rises, swimming depth suddenly becomes deeper. Once mating is complete, adult females, which already have male seminal vesicles, migrate south in early spring, close to the breeding season, Figure 3, suggesting that the Japanese squid's breeding grounds are located in waters as far south as the Yaeyama Islands. It has been proposed, swimming speed during southward migration is almost constant, about 2 km per hour. On the other hand, no clear southward migration is observed in the fall, and it is assumed that the movement is a zigzag horizontal migration and the migration is for feeding purposes. These results provide important information for surveys aimed at exploring the breeding grounds, distribution densities and migration routes of Japanese squid, and are essential knowledge for resource management. Benefit in the future. Taking care not to tear the innards, pull the tentacles and innards away from the body. Pull out the quill or cuttlebone inside of the body. Remove any remaining innards inside of the body by scraping with a knife, then rinse with water and dry off. Pull out the quill or cuttlebone inside of the body. Remove any remaining innards inside of the body by scraping with a knife, then rinse with water and dry off. Place your fingers into the wings and part attached to the body. From here, pull the wings off of the body. Starting where you removed the wings, peel off the skin by peeling around and off sideways as opposed to lengthwise. If you use a dry paper towel to grab onto the skin, it will not slip in your fingers and peeling off will be easier. Starting where you removed the wings, peel off the skin by peeling around and off sideways as opposed to lengthwise. If you use a dry paper towel to grab onto the skin, it will not slip in your fingers and peeling off will be easier. When cutting into rings is not required, cut open the body. To do so, fold over at the part where the wings were attached, lay your knife down sideways inside of the fold and slice open. When cutting into rings is not required, cut open the body. To do so, fold over at the part where the wings were attached, lay your knife down sideways inside of the fold and slice open. Place your knife into the cylindrical part and spread the tentacles, remove the hard beak and eyes. Scrape off small suction cups with your knife blade and cut away large ones. Place your knife into the cylindrical part and spread the tentacles, remove the hard beak and eyes. Scrape off small suction cups with your knife blade and cut away large ones. Place your knife into the cylindrical part and spread the tentacles, remove the hard beak and eyes. Scrape off small suction cups with your knife blade and cut away large ones. Place your knife into the cylindrical part and spread the tentacles, remove the hard beak and eyes. Scrape off small suction cups with your knife blade and cut away large ones. Place your knife into the cylindrical part and spread the tentacles, remove the hard beak and eyes. Scrape off small suction cups with your knife blade and cut away large ones. Place your knife into the cylindrical part and spread the tentacles, remove the hard beak and eyes. Scrape off small suction cups with your knife blade and cut away large ones. Place your knife blade just below the eyes and cut away the tentacles and innards. Place your knife into the cylindrical part and spread the tentacles, remove the hard beak and eyes. Scrape off small suction cups with your knife blade and cut away large ones. To prepare salted squid guts and grilled squid guts, gently pull the ink sac away from the innards.